I can't believe this player was doing this dirty work behind the games. That's absolutely disgusting. He should have never cheated like that. Sometimes players cheat because they don't want to lose the game, but some go as far as even killing themselves because of the crazy mental state they're in. In today's video, I'm going to be going over 8 Squid Game players who cheated throughout Season 1 all the way to Season 2. This is going to be one interesting video. You might have not picked up on everything these players did, but today I'm going to be making sure you're aware of all of it. Like and subscribe if you guys are excited for the new Squid Game Season 3. It's going to be great. So let's start off at Season 1 because we should start at the very beginning instead. We go over to Hanme first. Hanme was this very annoying character that always said the most annoying, unnecessary things. But she was smart enough to sneak a lighter in the games. She didn't know at the time it would be good for her, but she still brought it just in case. Little did she know the lighter was gonna save her life later on. In Season 1, Episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella, the players have to carve out a shape from a cracker. To be honest, it looks quite easy to do, but the cracker is so easily breakable, and a lot of people fail from it. My confident self thinks I could do this in 1 second, but that's probably not true if I'm being honest. Anyways, Hanme tries this technique where she burns the needle they use to cut the shapes with her lighter, which enables her to cut through the edges so easily. This worked for her so amazingly, I'm surprised none of the guards actually realized what was going on. She even gave the lighter to Jangdok to help him out. How thoughtful of her, even though she did him so dirty later on. We now go on to Episode 6, Gang Boo. And this was a very sad episode because one of the beloved players got betrayed by someone cheating their way, Chosang Wu. In this episode, players were formed in pairs to compete against each other. One of the games were the marbles game. One of the pairs were Ali and Chosang Wu. There was no reason to be betrayed by Chosang Wu since he was portrayed as this very intelligent player, so it didn't cross Ali's mind that he would betray him later on. But Chosang Wu ended up tricking Ali in a very manipulative way. He basically told Ali that his marbles wouldn't be safe if he went around the maze carrying them like that, so Chosang Wu offered to keep them safe. But little did Ali know, that was the worst mistake he ever did. Instead of Chosang Wu keeping the marbles safe, he switched the marbles into rocks. I think you guys can guess what ended up happening to Ali after this happened. When he realized they were rocks instead of marbles, Ali started to cry, then sadly getting shot. This was a very incredible scene to witness, and I think we all felt for Ali's betrayal. Chosang Wu just shouldn't have cheated on him like that. The next player that cheated is actually being conducted in the same Episode 6. Even in the same game, Jihun. Jihun tried cheating his way in front of Nam. Little did Jihun know, Nam was way smarter than he anticipated to be. Nam pretended to be this old innocent man that had no idea what was actually going on. In the marbles game, Jihun was fooling Nam, at least in his head, taking his marbles one by one, until Nam was left with one. When Jihun told him he's crazy for making him bet all his marbles just for Nam's one marble, Nam confronted him, telling him, "You're okay with cheating?" At this moment, Jihun was in absolute shock, not being able to say a word come out of his mouth, since he knew Nam knew what was going on. Jihun really thought he could fool Nam just because he's 100 years old. Well, actually he's 80, never mind that. I guess you should never judge a book by its covers that quickly. We go over now to the second last cheater in Squid Game Season 1, Bongji. You guys are not going to believe how this player actually cheated. Bongji was a doctor even before the games. He wasn't just any regular player. He used his vile skills in medicine for very dark purposes, like harvesting dead players' organs to be later sold on the black market. The reason why Bongji did this disgusting act was because he was promised to know what was the upcoming games that were going to be occurred, which gave him a huge advantage compared to other players in the games. But he got screwed over big time. In Episode 5, he got into an altercation with one of the pink guards because he tells Bongji he doesn't know what the next game is. Bongji ends up lashing out on him and ends up even killing him. He was very angry towards the guard, but he later got what he deserved when the frontman knew what was going on about this act and later killed him in Episode 5. The last player that cheated on this list is someone we just spoke about. We go back to Hanme, but why? Hanme did Jangdok so dirty, but honestly he deserved every single bit of it. During the glass bridge game, Jangdok is too much of a coward to take a step in front, so she says, "Allow me to." He's obviously thinking in the moment what could go wrong, so please, after me, ladies first. But that was the worst mistake he could have ever done, because after that happened, she hugged him. She hugged him so tightly and just wouldn't let him go. And Jangdok was so confused what was going on, he started to absolutely freak out. Then she makes herself fall back, causing them both to fall to their death. It's honestly so funny when you see them both fall hugging each other. Jangdok got what he truly deserved in the end. So yes, she did cheat, but it was worth it for a villain like Jangdok. He was destructive to society. Alright, now we move over to Season 2 players. Oh, this is gonna get juicy. The players who cheated were even more vile. Oof. Let's start off at the 3rd episode in Season 2. The one and only comedic Thanus. Thanus was introduced to us in episode 3, and we were all amazed to see how his character was. But did we know he was capable of these nasty acts yet? Not really. Anyways, the first game that occurred was Red Light Green Light, a game that required players to be completely still. Thanus is the first person to break the rules by pushing 3 players onto the ground. To be honest, there's no rules in Squid Game, but this can still be classified as cheating, if you're morally speaking. Thanus had absolutely no remorse though. When the players died, he went ding, then started to skip like an absolute maniac. Honestly, this guy was psycho. The next player on this list is not even a real player. Can you guys take a guess who it is? Inho. What Inho did was absolutely wrong. There was this game called Mingle that occurred in episode 6, OX. How this game worked was there was a timer to get into different amount of group numbers. When the game announced a pair, Inho and Jungbei ran into the room. They might have been a little late though, because there was already someone in the room, but that did not stop Inho one bit. Inho still enters inside, then ends up choking the guy and snapping his neck in the room before the timer went out. That was not part of the game, and Jungho was absolutely shocked to see this happen. He was in disbelief, and honestly, so was I. Inho killed the player just to keep himself and Jungbei safe. Wait to blow your cover though. Jungbei suspected you for more than an innocent player after that incident occurred, so I don't know if it was worth it, but you survived. Alright, let's go on to the final player that cheated in Squid Games, Liyongi. If you guys don't remember, they gave out forks to everyone when the food was given out. Liyongi was smart enough to keep one for himself, so he could be prepared for the very worst. And let's just say it was definitely worth it. When Thanos was on top of him, choking him to death, Liyongi took a fork out and stabbed him in the neck with it. Without that, he probably would have died. Scratch that. He definitely would have died. So it's good he was prepared. I don't know if you guys classify that as cheating, but I do, even though there's no rules. I'll just say Thanos fought barehanded like a man, and Liyongi should have as well. It would have only been fair. Squid Game Season 3 is only 60 days away, and fans are going absolutely crazy now. Still no trailer, but hoping for one soon. It seems so far away, and it's feeling like it's gonna take forever since we all can't wait for the show. For my next video, I want you guys to pick out what I should do next. I would love to hear your thoughts. You guys give me the best support, so I'm relying on you guys for my next video. But that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and like and subscribe once again if you haven't already. I will put my recent video on the screen right now for you guys to check it out. It's a crazy video, might even be better than this one. You don't want to miss it out. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out and take care everyone. Goodbye. Have a great day.